How do the Amish manage to stay warm during freezing winters without relying on electricity or modern heating? No electric heaters, no smart thermostats, just simple tools and centuries-old traditions. But here's the real puzzle. How do they ensure their homes stay warm around the clock without ever running out of fuel? Could it be something more than just burning firewood? And what if I told you some Amish communities use heat sources in ways most people have never even heard of? In this video, we're uncovering the fascinating ways the Amish have mastered the art of staying warm off the grid. You'll discover the clever heating strategies passed down through generations, ways that modern technology can't compete with. Why do some Amish families rely only on wood-burning stoves? How do they circulate heat efficiently through their homes without electric fans? And what unexpected role does their way of life play in keeping the cold at bay? Ever wondered how they circulate warm air throughout their homes with no fans or electric vents, or how a stove in the basement can heat an entire house? And here's the surprising part. Not all Amish communities rely on wood alone. Some use propane and other fuels in ways you wouldn't expect. What keeps their homes so comfortable, even during brutal storms, while the rest of us crank up the thermostat? The answers might change the way you think about staying warm forever. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the little-known heating methods that the Amish have perfected over generations. You'll learn about their creative ways to store and distribute heat, which are not only cost-effective but also sustainable. We'll show how they manage firewood supplies, keep their homes insulated, and maintain warmth even when temperatures drop below freezing. And the best part, some of these techniques are so clever and simple, you might want to try them in your own home. But that's not all. There's more to their heating system than just stoves and wood piles. We'll explore how their daily routines and lifestyle choices are deeply connected to staying warm, and why their approach makes sense in today's world of rising energy costs. There's also a surprising twist. A few Amish families have embraced modern solutions without breaking their traditional way of life. Intrigued yet? Stay with us to the end to discover these surprising facts and find out whether the Amish lifestyle holds lessons for us all. The Amish lifestyle is grounded in simplicity, self-sufficiency, and tradition, but surviving harsh winters without modern heating presents unique challenges. Their homes are located primarily in regions like Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Indiana, where winter temperatures frequently drop below freezing. Without the convenience of central heating systems or electric heaters, how do the Amish manage to stay comfortable and safe in such conditions? It's more than just practicality. It's a philosophy rooted in faith and community values. Their rejection of modern conveniences like electricity stems from a desire to avoid reliance on the outside world. Yet this choice also means they must think creatively about how to stay warm during brutal winters. What lies behind these methods isn't just skill, but a way of life built on preparation, foresight, and adaptation to nature's cycles. Amish homes are carefully designed to conserve heat. The houses are often built with thick walls, and many have smaller windows to reduce heat loss. The placement of rooms is strategic. Kitchens are central, radiating heat to other parts of the home. Basements are common in many Amish homes and serve a dual purpose. They store food and supplies while also providing insulation, preventing cold air from seeping into the living spaces. But it's not just about architecture. It's about how they live within these spaces. During winter, Amish families adjust their daily routines to make the most of daylight and natural warmth. They gather in communal spaces for meals and prayer, maximizing body heat and the warmth generated from cooking stoves. This coordination between their environment and lifestyle ensures that no heat goes to waste. The wood-burning stove is more than just a heating device. It's the heart of the Amish home during winter. In many communities, the stove serves a dual purpose, providing heat and cooking food. Every morning, someone rises early to stoke the fire and ensure the home stays warm throughout the day. This daily ritual becomes a rhythm that ties family members to the cycles of nature. Firewood is stocked well before winter arrives, often cut and dried months in advance to ensure it burns efficiently. Amish families see firewood as more than a fuel source. It's an investment in the future. They know how to read the land, select the best trees, and plan carefully so they never run short. This isn't just survival. It's a practice rooted in self-reliance and sustainability. When storms hit and temperatures plummet, the fire never stops burning. It becomes a constant source of comfort and security. Here's where it gets even more interesting. How do they spread heat throughout the home without electric fans or blowers? The answer lies in clever design and airflow management. Some Amish homes have strategically placed vents and grates that allow warm air to rise from the stove to upper floors. Others use simple convection principles, opening interior doors and aligning spaces so heat can naturally flow where it's needed. In some homes, a second stove is placed in the basement, providing warmth from the ground up. This strategy ensures that cold floors are minimized and the heat slowly radiates through the home. The placement of stoves and vents might vary between communities, but the principle remains the same. Make the most of every bit of warmth. This balance between design and function shows how deeply the Amish understand their environment. Winter doesn't just change the way the Amish heat their homes, it changes the way they live. During the colder months, daily life slows down. They focus on indoor activities like quilting, woodworking, and storytelling by the fire. Even chores are adjusted to accommodate the season. Livestock, for example, are kept in barns near the house, and these barns sometimes provide additional warmth through body heat, a small but crucial trick to help both animals and humans stay comfortable. The Amish rely on teamwork and foresight to get through the cold months. Firewood supplies are shared between neighbors, and families help each other prepare for particularly harsh winters. This sense of community is as important as the firewood itself, ensuring that no one is left in the cold, both literally and figuratively. At the heart of an Amish winter lies the crackling warmth of a wood-burning stove. But the way they create and manage heat isn't just practical. It's almost an art form, honed by generations. Unlike modern homes that rely on electric or gas-powered systems, Amish families depend on techniques deeply rooted in tradition and community knowledge. And here's the kicker. They don't just survive the cold, they thrive in it. Their homes remain warm and inviting even during the most brutal winters, and the way they do it is as fascinating as it is efficient. Firewood isn't just fuel, it's a lifeline. Cutting and stacking wood begins months before winter arrives, often in late summer or early autumn. Amish families carefully select the types of trees they cut, choosing hardwoods like oak and hickory that burn slowly and produce long-lasting heat. They know that green or wet wood can be dangerous. It doesn't burn efficiently and can build up creosote, which might cause chimney fires. Drying the wood or seasoning it is part of the process, requiring the wood to sit for several months until it's ready to burn. This preparation is a science in itself, ensuring they never run out of heat during the darkest, coldest months. Every piece of wood tells a story. A well-stocked woodpile is like a promise of warmth, security, and survival. When storms roll in, the firewood they've spent months gathering becomes a shield against the cold. The sound of logs cracking on the fire isn't just comforting. It's the heartbeat of the Amish winter. In an Amish household, the stove isn't just a heating device. It's the center of life. Meals are cooked over the fire, kettles whistle away, and bread rises in ovens attached to wood-burning stoves. The warmth generated doesn't just fill the room where the stove sits. It radiates throughout the home, seeping into walls and floors. Some Amish homes use dual-purpose stoves, which heat the house and serve as a cooking station. A stove in the kitchen often acts as the primary source of warmth, turning mealtime into a gathering event where family members come together, not just to eat, but to share the heat. These stoves are kept running throughout the day and night, ensuring the warmth never fades, even as the wind howls outside. The absence of electric fans or thermostats forces the Amish to rely on creative, low-tech methods for circulating warmth. In some homes, stoves are strategically placed on the lower floors, allowing heat to rise naturally to the upper levels. Vents are often cut into the floors or walls, letting the warm air travel upward. Some families place metal grates in strategic spots to improve airflow between rooms. Others position heavy curtains to trap heat in the areas where it's needed most, drawing upon the principles of insulation and passive warmth. In communities where propane is allowed, small gas stoves are sometimes used to heat specific areas, but always with careful oversight to align with their principles of simplicity. Even in communities where propane use is minimal, you'll find homes with chimneys designed to draw in warmth and spread it evenly. The lack of gadgets doesn't mean a lack of comfort. It means relying on centuries of practical wisdom. What many don't realize is that Amish winter preparations begin long before the snow starts to fall. Firewood cutting, as mentioned earlier, is just the beginning. Houses are inspected for drafts, with repairs made to windows, doors, and roofs to ensure heat stays inside. Thick quilts and hand-stitched curtains are hung, adding layers of warmth and protection from the cold. The barns, where animals are kept, also play a part. Livestock generates body heat, and some homes are built with small barns or storage rooms attached to help retain this warmth. Daily chores are also adjusted. Farmers rise before dawn to stoke the fires and prepare homes for the long, cold day ahead. Water pipes are carefully managed to avoid freezing, sometimes by placing them near heat sources. During blizzards, families come together indoors, not just to keep warm, but to enjoy the togetherness that winter demands. What truly sets the Amish approach apart is their reliance on community and the rhythms of the natural world. Families help one another gather firewood, repair homes, and prepare for harsh winters. In some cases, neighbors pool resources, sharing stoves and firewood if one family's supply runs low. This sense of shared responsibility ensures that no one is left in the cold, no matter how brutal the weather becomes. The Amish don't fear winter. They embrace it, knowing that their traditions, tools, and way of life will carry them through. And as the snow piles up outside and the temperature drops, the fire continues to burn, endlessly, reliably, without the need for anything more than the wisdom of generations and the effort of their own hands. The Amish have mastered a way of life that not only survives but thrives in sync with the natural world, even in freezing winters. This isn't just about old-fashioned methods. It's about using the earth itself as an ally. Beneath the snow-covered fields lies the silent warmth of nature waiting to be harnessed. Amish communities know that staying warm in winter starts with understanding how to use nature wisely, and their methods show a deep connection to their environment, shaped by necessity and tradition. While modern homes may install geothermal systems with pipes and pumps, the Amish take a simpler approach to geothermal principles. Their basements are more than just storage spaces. They act as natural heat regulators. Below the ground, the temperature remains fairly stable year-round, usually between 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This constant underground warmth helps prevent floors from getting too cold, even when the air outside drops well below freezing. In some Amish homes, stoves are placed in the basement, which allows heat to rise and gradually warm the upper levels. The floors become warm underfoot, creating a natural flow of heat without any electric interference. This quiet partnership between home design and natural forces gives them an edge against the brutal cold, without breaking their commitment to living off-grid. There's a fascinating side to how the Amish keep their animals in winter. Many barns are located close to the house, and in some cases, families attach small barns directly to their homes. This isn't just convenient, it's a deliberate strategy. The animals inside, cows, horses, and goats, generate body heat, which adds a few crucial degrees to the surrounding air. During cold snaps, some Amish families bring smaller animals into sheltered areas near the kitchen to ensure they stay warm, while also benefiting from the heat the animals produce. Imagine a blizzard outside, snow piling up, and icy winds howling. Inside, the steady warmth from animals mingles with the crackling fire in the wood stove, keeping the home snug even as winter rages beyond the windows. These small but clever acts reveal how the Amish seamlessly integrate their livestock into their survival strategy. Even without solar panels or high-tech tools, the Amish still harness the sun's warmth during winter. Their homes are built with thick walls to trap heat, but they also position windows to take advantage of the sun's natural path. During the day, sunlight streams in through south-facing windows, warming the interior. Curtains and shutters are used strategically, open during sunny hours to let warmth in and closed at night to trap it inside. You might not think of it as solar heating, but that's exactly what it is, an intuitive, low-tech version of what many modern eco-homes now aim to achieve. It's not about flashy gadgets, but about using what's already there in a thoughtful way. Every decision, from window placement to curtain material, serves a purpose, keeping the family warm, naturally. The Amish also use landscaping as a natural defense against winter winds. Many homes are surrounded by trees and shrubs, which act as windbreaks, reducing the chill factor around the house. Some communities build homes partially into hillsides, using the earth itself as a natural barrier against the cold. This technique, known as earthwarming, insulates the home and helps retain warmth, especially on the coldest nights. With gusts of icy wind howling outside, the home remains protected, snug against the elements. These natural defenses, built into the very layout of the property, show how every element in an Amish household is part of a larger, interconnected system, one where nature isn't an obstacle but a partner. Interestingly, snow, which seems like the enemy during winter, can become a helpful ally. A thick blanket of snow on rooftops and around houses acts as an insulator, keeping warmth from escaping. Amish families know this and take care not to clear too much snow away from certain parts of the home. The snow becomes a natural shield, trapping warmth inside while blocking icy winds. Imagine a farmhouse covered in a layer of snow, the fire inside glowing steadily, and the cold kept at bay by nothing more than the natural world itself. This harmony between the elements and human ingenuity defines the Amish winter experience. It's not just about staying warm. It's about living in balance with the seasons, finding warmth where others might see only cold. This unique reliance on nature allows the Amish to create homes where the fire burns brightly and the warmth flows endlessly, with no electricity required. In the heart of Amish life lies a powerful, often overlooked secret to their warmth in winter: the strength of community. Imagine a village where neighbors come together, not just to share chores, but to create a safety net of warmth and support. When one family's woodpile runs low, another family steps in with a helping hand, ensuring that no home goes cold. It's not merely about sharing resources. It's about building bonds that stand the test of winter. This communal spirit shines during the long, dark nights when families gather to share meals and stories. Picture this: a snowy evening, families huddle together, laughter echoing in the air as the snow falls silently outside. Children's eyes shine with excitement as they hear tales of winter adventures from their elders. Each story, each shared meal, brings them closer together, not just as neighbors, but as a tight-knit family united against the chill. Moreover, this cooperation extends beyond just sharing firewood. Some Amish communities have barn-raising events where everyone pitches in to help build structures that will keep animals and people safe from winter's grass. Imagine the sights and sounds of dozens of hands working together, laughter mingling with the crunch of snow underfoot. This unity not only builds physical structures but also strengthens the fabric of their society. The collective effort creates homes that are not just places to live, but sanctuaries against the harshness of winter. Every winter, as snow drapes the landscape in white, the Amish communities embody resilience. The warmth they generate is not only from wood stoves or insulation, but also from the love, trust, and cooperation that fill their homes. In a world often focused on individualism, the Amish remind us of the power of togetherness, weaving a narrative where warmth is shared and no one is left to face the cold alone. This remarkable commitment to community doesn't just keep their homes warm. It creates a deeper sense of belonging, a warmth that no amount of wood can match. It's a beautiful testament to the idea that sometimes the greatest heat comes from the bonds we forge with one another, especially when the winter winds howl outside.